Hi, welcome back to my channel. This seems to be the energy that I'm in right now. I think I've made this will be the third consecutive video I've made. If you're new here, I do the 13 zodiacs. If you're not familiar with that, please do your research, okay? And you can come back on here after you've done so to have a bit of better understanding. If you're not new and you've been one of my subscribers for a long time, thank you. I freaking love you. You guys are all amazing. You each have your own individual traits, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, everything that makes you special. And I truly love you and appreciate all you do for me. All that energetic vibes that you send my way, positivity, I send it right back to you too, with love and reciprocity. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was sticks and stones. Where they say may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. We live in a society where it was almost normalized. It's getting better. More and more people are realizing inflicting harm on others out of our own pain is not the best choice, and it is like a recurring cycle. We're kind of in a movement right now where a lot of the generations, such as mine and others, are ending and transmuting the negative energy into positive through understanding, so we don't recreate the same cycles and don't pass that to the next generations, because who the fuck wants to do that? So when it comes to names and stuff, there was no name calling in my personal situation. I'll explain to you in a minute. But the things that we project out onto others are usually a reflection of ourselves, or something that we've been put through, trauma or pain, anything that was done to us. If we have not healed from that, learned from that, and what it is that it was teaching us, even though it may not be fun, it may have been horrible, you still ultimately get to choose what you do to the next person. It's like pay it forward. Okay, and there's a lot of good that comes with paying it forward in a positive way, and it uplifts so many people. I've seen this one video where this guy is like, I think he's a teacher or principal or something. There's these two young boys, and he side bumped them or fist bump or whatever, just like positive energy. And he did it with this one boy, and the other boy goes and does it with his other classmate, like positivity, uplifting. It is contagious, and it doesn't matter all the bad shit that happens in the world. The good stuff is also contagious too, in a very good way, and it will go viral. And there's a lot of people that do good without expecting anything in return, and it has immense impact on the general collective, and those people are very important and special, and I want to thank you if you're one of those people that do good for others. When it comes to projecting pain onto another person, and let's say just tearing a person down, like for their physicality, their body, their looks, how they dress, how they talk or speak, what material stuff they have, if they're in a karmic state and maybe another person's more awake and aware but not fully healed and still in pain, and then they judge them harshly. Oh, well, that's a bum, right? You don't want to you don't want to be charitable to that, because they're just going to use it for no good. Well, first of all, who taught you that? Do you really truly believe that about every single person that's in that situation? If that was you, would you want to be treated like that? And how do you really feel about looking at something like that? Are you avoiding? Is it a part of avoidance of seeing a desperate situation or something like that, and you wanting to play it off like those around you that taught you how to play it off? Like it's to be dismissed and not looked at, for your own situation and for another person's. I'm not saying that I'm here to judge you per se and what you decide, but what I'm saying is that it's very important to have the understanding there, because that's the cure. The understanding cures the chaos and conflict, because you get a clear view and you get more compassion for another person's situation, no matter what they're going through. Even if you're at the top of the top, the lowest of the low, I want to thank you though, those that do good. Okay, it's really important. And those that are still really harshly judging others that are going through a rough time, or that don't have the compassion quite yet, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that's what you were conditioned to believe. And there's more to it. I want to tell you that. There's more to it. And when a person face to face with you says something, It's usually a reflection of themselves, how much they've healed and learned. And this is going to bring up my story that I was talking about. I'll get right to the point because you want to hear it, right? So, what did they call you this time, Amanda? No names. It was on the topic of discussion for Halloween costumes for next year. And somebody brought up the image of something they seen on television or a movie, and it had to do with a goat. It's like, this person said to me, you know, next year, you know that third eye thing you did? Because I did Justice of Peace. So I had the third eye. I actually had gauze over it, but it was a little bit harder in the dark to see with the gauze, even with the, and I had the sword and everything. And Sword of Truth is really important, by the way. Should be in the upright, just saying. But they're like, oh, that third eye thing, I've seen this character on whatever, and it had really big horns and, you know, all coated in fur, and it was like a goat, but it had a third eye, kind of like your costume. You should be that next year. I thought about it, and I was like, okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that statement. But it was almost, the energy I was getting off of it was almost like a reflection of how this person felt at the time, and the need to say that to me, and the need to suggest it, and the need to voice that coming out, right? And it felt really much like a projection. I'm thinking, okay, well, goats symbolize a whole lot of things. If you do your research, you find out goats have a lot of meanings in sacrifice. Goats have a lot of meanings in survival. Goats have a lot of meanings in like the whole scapegoat and somebody taking the blame for another person. And that projection energy that I was picking up on, I didn't call it out, right? I said, okay, well, usually I don't repeat a costume that I've done the previous year. I try to do something different. That was my response. The more I thought about this, the more I was like, I don't know if that was an insult or a compliment. Because some people will consider a goat like somebody that's like, you know, kind of like, almost like the idea of the black sheep, but somebody that comes up out of it. Like the goat could be like really important. Not necessarily like a main character, but like important. But there is a lot of not so positive things that come with that too. So I was like, thinking to myself, okay, I'm not offended, but it definitely made me sit and think about it for a second. My response was general, and no, I usually don't recreate the same costumes I did the Halloween before. I want to do something different. Like if I made a list of everything I'd done for Halloween, I always try to do something different, except maybe like when I was a child and maybe they had me dressed the same, but pretty sure it's one thing I can thank my mom for. And maybe that's why I hold October and Halloween so dear to me, is because the only, like, some of the good memories that I have, my mother loved Halloween, so I remember a lot of good things, and she expressed that positive energy and that playful childlike side, and it was nice. So when it comes to Halloween, I like doing something different every year as a form of expression, or usually my situation, now that I have a better understanding of a lot of other things, what I do is I try to embody or display, portray, whatever, in a mask sense, because that's what Halloween is. We kind of put on a mask. A lot of actors and actresses are good at this, because what they do is they embody the character of whatever it is. And usually they're very good shapeshifters. They're good at doing this sort of thing. That's why they're an actor or an actress. And people will do this in everyday life too, when it comes to trying to embody another person's energy and maybe mimic them. Maybe they really like their style, they like what they do, and they want to be similar to that. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it's not to the extreme, because some people get carried away. But what happens is if you don't find a sense of self and you kind of magnetize to somebody's authenticity, that's their energy. And if you try to embody that, well, hopefully you're ready to go all in, because if you cannot hold that frequency and that energy, it may have some repercussions to it, depending on your intention. And so what I'm getting to is, people will say certain things to you. Really listen, Because it is a true reflection of how maybe they're feeling about themselves, maybe how they feel about you, but ultimately it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. There are some things in my karmic state or in my shadow side that I have said when it comes to other people, and it's usually not a target at their who they are as a person, but it's usually something that personally affected me. Like, so a circumstance, let's say they did me wrong, or they tried to what would you call that, pull the wool over my eyes or do something that I feel personally like that has now involved me. You've now involved me, so now I have a personal opinion about it, and it may not always be good, what I have to say, and sometimes I have more compassion, I have more understanding about it, and so my reaction may be a little bit different. But like I said before, I'm not perfect, and hopefully you resonate with this video. If you do, like, share, subscribe. You're more than welcome back here. I got lots of stuff. I've done pretty good. I've got over 1,000 something videos, and I'm quite proud of myself. Not boastful, I'm not gonna throw it in your face, but I've worked really fucking hard to get to where I am. And if you see me as a goat, or you see me as a monster or something like that, okay, maybe that's what you're needing to see. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be showing you right now. Okay, so remember to love you. Please do.